adjacent to what we have. Like, Scars won't start to play Mass Witch Doctors or something, but he was one of the first in Europe to implement mirror image and headhunters. So that was real good. And I guess we see a Blade Master here. We might... Oh, we do not see...
Yeah, no early Warmill this time. So second burrow right off the bat. It might still be mirror image.
Yeah.
You know, I talk to Scars a lot. Obviously, he's in my team as well, and he loves mirror image. I'd be really, really shocked if he picks something different. But I feel like without headhunters, I don't know, the creeping is kind of lackluster.
Yeah.
Especially on this map, you know, Springtime, it's got a lot of heavy armor creeps, the worst kind of creeps, like a Sasquatch. You got two Bigfoots, Neo, at Merc and the Expo, which is not great. And then, I don't know, the middle camps are kind of tough to do as well. I'm not the biggest fan, but maybe Scars has got a different plan in mind and not just creeping to level 3.
And you gotta be ready for Jens. He's a player who always goes for the Keeper of the Grove. Like,
he loves that guy.
Even against Undead, even in Mirror, when he knows that his opponent is a Demon Hunter player. Keeper all the way, always. With lots and lots of Treants, creeping a lot, opening up expansions, harassing bases. So you gotta be ready for that, Jens being a former StarCraft player, rather on the macro side.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, obviously, Jens has great mechanics, but he is definitely more focused on that macro-centric front. And Keeper is the hero of choice to fulfill that skill set of his, you know, to keep trying to get expansions or buying time behind, you know, some pressure with that level 2 entangle in particular. And Jens, he's creeping up and coming across the map kind of early on, actually. Maybe hoping to disrupt Scar's creeping here. Scar's going for a pretty tricky creep, actually. The Shaman here can cast Rejuve, which is really annoying.
It is.
And the Wolves kind of, I don't know, block him in a little bit. And the Keeper here, is he going to get anything done? Not really, actually. Doesn't want to commit too hard into the base. The two burrows positioned really nicely, actually. Pretty much covers the entirety of the Orc base here, can easily get those PMs to safety.
Yeah, Scar's definitely one of the guys who thinks about the game a lot and comes up with a lot of solutions to rising problems. So we could ask him what the thinking behind this... It's the Mirror Image Blade Master Grunt opener is, but it's already a win, I think, in his book, because Jens wasn't really efficient for like 30 seconds running across the entire map and far away from level 3.
Yeah, Jens didn't get a great deal done, honestly. I think it was kind of a bizarre move across to the Orc base, and Scars just got to creep. And now Scars moved on to the Mercenary camp as well. And Jens, he seems content to just let Scars do what he wants. He's picking up the big consumables here from the Ogre Magi's. Of course, they can drop some great items. Big Invo might come into play a little bit later, but you're really always hoping for either big heal or big mana, as they have the most instantaneous effect.
Hell yeah. And so do claws. And we do have
oh my
claws.
Gosh.
Plus 15, boys! And the Boots of Speed. I think this Blade Master is ready to battle. This, of course, scales onto the mirror images as well, who usually come online just a tiny bit later. But now the damage is here. The speed is here, and Jens has a squishy keeper and a squishy archers. We saw that in the previous game of Kevin vs. Tedstar, and I think the hunt is on.
Absolutely. Oh, Jens maybe miscalculating a little bit here. He has a 2.99 keeper, basically. This keeper is a hair away from level 3, but not quite. And in the immediate vicinity, there's not any particularly like close by camps to secure that level 3. And Scars, I think this is a brilliant play by him, just trying to get the Bigfoot here away from Jens. I'm never going to not think it's Bigfoot. Ring of Protection +4. You know, we had to balance out the RNG a little bit, right? It couldn't have been another clause. That would have just been disgusting.
It's a bit odd, right, that he's still creeping with the Blade Master at level 3 point something and the Shadow Hunter isn't out yet. It seems a bit late. So the Blade Master is still on his own, while Jens already got the Alchemist out in this matchup. And yeah, no healing, no hex, no control, and that's instantly punished by Jens.
Yeah, Jens managing just to sneak in that level 3 on time, really hoping to catch up to the Berserker as well. That would be a huge loss for Scars. Already, of course, losing the Grunt beforehand, and I think the Berserker is going to go down here as well, Neo. Oh, it's a little bit rough for Scars. But of course, he did get so much creeping done. We're almost at level 4 Blade.
Ouch! That,
nice deny as well on the Berserker.
Wait a minute. The Keeper is super far away. He's still hunting down that Alchemist.
Wait.
Where's he going? He's indecisive.
Oh, I think Scars could have committed there, maybe. You know, the Blade with boots is really fast. The Alchemist isn't exactly the quickest here in the world, and I think Scars may be losing the overview of this game a little bit here. We can't lose all of these units. One grunt barely scrapes away. The Hex! Hex, Neo! Can you believe it? It's a first pick and a huge crit to secure the kill.
God.
Of course that was going to happen. It's classic Orc.
Dude, name him Gandalf. He arrived at the perfect timing from behind the forest, and the Keeper goes down with a TP, an Invul potion, and a greater heal potion. This is such a bad feeling, because of course not only is the Shadow Hunter arriving at the perfect time, but also the big red numbers arrive at the perfect time, and Scars with a huge exclamation mark here at the 6-minute mark.
Damn, that is going to be so rough to recover from for Jens. And Scars, I've talked to him a little bit about his strategy against Night Elf, and he's actually going tier 3 quite a lot. And we've got that tier 3 pretty much almost halfway for him already, and he loves to get towards like this insane army comp where he's got like Poison Wyvern, Kodo Drum upgrade, and Kodos, some frontline units as well, like some grunts, and it looks kind of like a mishmash of stuff. But it's just a lot of Orc things. You chuck in the illusions as well. You chuck in Serpent Wards usually, but of course, Scars saw that opportunity to Hex the Keeper and got the 177 crit just to execute that hero.
Yeah, that was a sick one. So, yeah, leveling is hard now. Get the Alchemist a bit of solo experience. That's nice. No Tavern revives. Scars, as you said, is on the way to tier 3. Shadow Hunter is getting some solid levels. He is going for Serpent Wards. He dodges Heal Wave. And I wonder if that's the right call.
Oh man, the tree here and a bit of problems here for Jens. You see the illusions putting on quite good chip damage as well, trying to negate as much of that healing as possible from the Eat tree. Nature's Blessing has been prepared by Jens. Very smart of him, of course, to do that ahead of time. But I think the tree here is in dire straits right now, Neo. This looks super rough. The Serpent Ward might actually kind of get in the way a little bit there. We see the tree smacking the snake. There's an interesting sight to see.
He should be able to eat it. I mean, it's a stick. It's also lumber, I guess. Wyvern position is excellent, and the Wyvern is adding more damage while being safe. Uber good play by Scars, and in the meantime, he's killing that Alchemist. No, the potion this time, the Hex doesn't last long enough.
Dude, that was close. If there was another big red number there, Neo, I think that Alchemist was gone. There's no Staff of Preservation on Jens' side here. Really struggling to come online. And that Wind Rider took a bit of damage in transit, but is now being put to such good use. But Jens, he's done something quite genius here, which is eat all the trees around and then sit.
True.
Never got fortified.
Fortified, indeed, but I don't know. There's no Wisp. The Blade Master still got the 2 claws. The Serpent Wards are coming in as well. And at some point, the regeneration from eating a tree is over. And then what?
True. I think it's end of the road there for that Tree of Life. As soon as he needs to uproot again and eat, that blade is just going to finish the job. That big samurai katana of his is doing a great job here chopping the wood of that tree.
Freaking Scars, man. Like, Jens has been the talk of the town, the pride of the Americas, strongest player in the Americas, most successful player in the Americas. And Scars, you know what he did in the past couple of months? He didn't play at all. He is pursuing a new career path, and is very successful at that as well, you know, in the music business and stuff. And now he arrives here and he's owning.
That's so sick to see. It's so cool when you've got players that don't necessarily play all the time and we don't see consistently, and then they just show up for an event like this and play super well.
Hell yeah. And I talked to him before about this. He said, yeah, I know Jens for a long time. We played together at Infernales. And if I lose, dude, it's totally fine. Then he deserves it. We're actually going to be playing 2-on-2 on Sunday together.
Oh, nice.
So, yeah, he's pretty cool. And I think in previous tournaments, he put a lot of pressure on himself to get to that next round. And this time he's super relaxed, super calm, no ambitions. Just let's see how far I can go. And dude is flying so far.
And this is such a unique style from Orc. You know, you've casted dozens upon dozens of pro Orc Elf games, and it tends to be quite similar most games. You know, Blade Shadow versus Mass Tier 1 or sometimes Mass Dryads or whatever. And obviously Jens is sticking to that formula a little bit more rigidly. Yeah. But Scars, he's got the kind of a weird composition, right? We've got Blade Images, we've got Hex Snakes, we've got a random Berserker left over from earlier, some Grunts,
That's right.
A couple Raiders, we've got a Kodo and TC third coming out as well. This is just wild.
So the thing is, though, that Jens has been in the worst positions that I've ever seen, and he somehow finds a way out. He's the comeback kid. He's so good at that. Like, a lot of people tried to eliminate him, and Leon at War3 Champions Finals got him by the throat multiple times. There was like 1 or 2 units left, And this damn Keeper and the Treants and the Entangles, they still find a way. At the moment, Scars is ahead in supply a tiny bit. He's ahead in levels. He will be ahead in economy. And it looks really good, but never, ever, ever count out Jens before the GG.
Yeah, absolutely. Jens, he is so resilient. You know, just when you think you've got the win over him, he manages to pull out the victory somehow. An elf, you know, it's not typically known as that kind of race that is able to just suddenly pull it back and win a game, but Jens, he makes it possible. But it's a tall order this time, I'm afraid, Neo. This Blade is well on his way to level 5.
Hell yeah, and there's not the craziest damage mitigation, but at least Jens is a little lucky with the items, gets good damage boost. Range aura, still has the Invo potion, but Scars is also mixing it up, mixing in Raiders. It's kind of, isn't it cool how we got 2 Night Elf vs Orc in a row, and it's kind of a similar style, but then takes a different path.
Yeah, I think also Scars, particularly execution-wise, has just done amazingly this game. For such a bizarre kind of game plan, where I feel like it's just a mix of so much random stuff, it would be a kind of easy to lose yourself in the mire there, but Scars, he's been on top of everything this game, also macroing super well behind. We've got an expansion coming up as well for him. Jens, he's tried to find an advantage by going to tier 3 as well. Perhaps he can stabilize, but it looks rough for him. And Scars with a double base, that's going to be super hard for Jens to get over.
I mean, he is a drummer after all, so a double bass is definitely fitting.
Yeah, it's a standard technique in this book, I think.
There we go. Lots of heal scrolls on Jens' side, plus the auras. The problem is, at the moment, he can't build any army because all the moon worlds are gone, and moon worlds are extremely expensive. 180 a piece, so we gotta spend all his resources into new moon worlds. He's leveling a little bit.
Oh, the Keeper.
Yeah, it's not looking bueno. Invo potion passed. Using it now. There we go. So back into safety.
Invo and Scroll committed just to keep the Keeper alive. Not even for anything else, really. That is a super feels bad man type moment. And Scars, it feels like he's really kind of crushing this at the moment. The Blade just purging a Dryad. 2 crits in a row. Destroying that Dryad at the back. The Raiders keep catching new Dryads. They keep being purged as well, of course, despite being magic immune. They can be purged by orb effects. And that just looks super, super rough. Jens, he does have 1 Staff of Preservation to work with. The Radiant Snare is in cooldown. And there we are. TC attempts to get somewhat of a stomp, but I think he knew, Scars, that Jens would just portal out that hero. But he is left licking his wounds, poor Jens. He has 0 wood to his name, no moonwells, supply blocked, and Scars has an Expo, which is not quite saturated yet, but will be very, very soon. Yeah,
I hope he's not forgetting about that. It was super successful in all the fights so far, but we see an additional peon already. Here comes the slide. Now it's 2 base versus 1. One guy has income and the free supply and close to a level 5 Blade Master. We've seen so many successful orcs yesterday already, and today it just continues as it seems.
Yeah, it's interesting to say that, because in the past I felt like orcs struggled quite considerably against Night Elf most of the time. But these unconventional players like Teddy and Scars, they can do some damage against players that maybe we'd expect them to be the underdog against, but they can certainly do some damage.
Scars wants to close it out now. I mean, why not? Don't let the Night Elf reach any unnecessary levels. And now when it rains, it pours. It's gonna pour big red numbers.
Yeah, Keeper here being webbed at the front as well. There's so many Raiders available for Scars to work with. 4 actually on the field at the moment. Ogre Molly here, I doubt he's going to provide much of a front line here. Already being eviscerated by the Blade Master crits. Alchemist being focused. He is rather tanky. Can he keep the lockdown on long enough in order to stop Jens from portaling the hero out? It's very, very close. Oh, the Alchemist does go down in the end. Super, super rough for Jens here. Pretty much on his last legs. That's level 3 critical strike. Good luck. That's 252 crit to end the Ogre Mauler's life. His tenure as a mercenary was rather short. And Jens has no option but to surrender. And Scars is up 1-0 against Jens.
Insane Blade Master once again. What a game. Once again, we can pinpoint the moment this all fell apart. And that was obviously that Hex snipe on the Keeper. Perfect timing, perfect arrival, perfect length, perfect crit afterwards.
Insane.
And Scars could ruin Jens's travel. Like, maybe he's the Razor Moon of 2024.
Not another Night Elf victim, Neil. We can't have that. Not so early on, especially against another Orc. It's gonna be rough for them. But Jens, as we said, never count him out. a bit deflated, honestly. I don't think he expected Scars to play in this way. And it kind of showed. I mean, the Shadow Hunter, he should have known that it was coming round the corner about now. And I guess he just sort of didn't expect to be hexed out of range. Of course, it's nighttime. And that's all it takes sometimes. One lucky crit, and that's it.
Okay, let's see if Jens needs a little break or if we're just going into the next one. Springtime. Nope, not up yet. Oh, is it? A lot of people with May in the name. Oh,
yeah, Shallow Grave. Oh, we're getting some interesting maps.
Dude. Yeah, I mean, this person who did the map pool was quite a genius himself, I gotta say. Let's take a quick look into the bracket before we go into map 2 to see if we missed any huge upsets or something. But Soen vs Francis, the cider round coming up. Pato waiting for his opponent after defeating Dondo, still the same. Group C is lacking a little bit behind, but Ember finally with a 2-1 over Hambam. And
nice.
This bracket can continue as well. Razor Moon vs Tedster, who 2-1 Kevin. Damn, Kevin out of World Series.
Oh, that feels bad, man.
And we do get the rematch of Razor vs Tedster.
Oh, not again, not again.
Skoa defeats Lemes.
That's kind of unexpected. Especially against Power Rifle.
Hell yeah, this is rough. I mean, they know each other from FFA, but...
The 1v1's a whole different beast. And Power Rifle, it's just got such a strong power spike when that Blood Mage comes out. And I guess Scour must have handled it magnificently, coming through 2-1 in that series.
Lolite playing against Mick Murphy, Big Murphy, and Ido is waiting there. Jens vs Scars is obviously our game, so we are going into map 2. This next map is match points for Scars, and he could be the first player into this round of 8. Not 100% qualified for the World Series then, of course, but basically 6 out of 8 chance, and that's good odds.
Yeah, 6 out of 8. 6 out of 8, you know, that's 3 out of 4. 75%.
Right.
75%.
Damn, didn't know that you're that good at math.
Simplifying fractions, Neo.
Did Toxie tell you about that?
Yeah, you need a PhD in maths to understand that.
I think so. You don't need a PhD to throw you in a game. You just need to hit a button.
There we are. Boom.
That's like kind of my skill set.
That's
here.
my thing.
So, will Scars bring it back? Will Jens bring it back against Scars?
Shallow Grave, Neo. This is an interesting one. You know, we've got such a unique map pool this year. And there's no Concealed Hill, which has been a staple for however long at this point. No LR, or Last Refuge, for you guys that don't know.
We've seen it too many times.
We've seen it. I mean, both those maps have been staples for years. And now we've got a rather unique map pool. Do you think we can run through it? We've got Autumn Leaves, Hammerfall, Shallow Grave, Springtime, Northern Isles, Twisted Meadows, guys, by the way. That's going to produce some hype games. And Tidehunters.
Yep.
So there we go.
Nice. Damn, you memorized them all.
Did my research, got my little notepad next to me.
Well done, I like it. Yeah, I thought we need a good mix of maps that are played often and are great, like Twisted Meadows. But we also need to feature newer maps that are just damn good. And I said it on my cast over and over again, Shallow Grave is, from an entertainment perspective, one of the absolute finest. I mean, Leon beat X-Lord here. That always puts Shallow Grave straight into my heart, basically. We also had, like, back in DreamHack days, this map was created for DreamHack back in the day. Cruncher vs Kiwikaki, like 40-minute game. Absolutely insane. And Shallow Grave just keeps on giving. Yeah,
personally, when this map first came out, I was like, oh, I really don't like it. It feels a bit weird. The camps were quite hard, you know, like the Expo, the Merc. But actually, all these maps that have more challenging camps, bigger camps, mercenaries, they tend to provide more exciting games. We've also got quite interesting labs in the middle of the map, which are also quite challenging to take. You know, we've got Rocky. I think there's a Mud Golem as well thrown in there, and an Assassin, which is just horrendous to deal with. Oh, Scars, I think? Did he mess this up? I think he was intending on doing the Lightning Shield trick with the Peon, but the Grunt, I think, was on A move and just followed the Wisp away. So unfortunately, Scars here not going to get the Lightning Shield trick, slowing down his creeping just a tad. Oh, Jens, you can see very nicely checking with the Wisp to dispel that Lightning Shield if it was indeed up, or images, of course, as well.
Second time already he's checking here. Just a little bit 21 supply trick. And Hunters are coming. Hunters are coming. Switch up.
A little bit of a switch up, guys, which on this particular map I think works quite decently well. The tree that you plant, you know, proxy to the natural is quite well protected, close to the base, and it's a fairly short distance to the natural, so you're kind of always covering this side of the map when possible, especially with your reinforcements are nice and close by. And Scars, he's going to aim to creep, I imagine, level 3 once again, a similar style to before. Oh, the ensnare going on the grunt here, a little bit unlucky. Oh, and Tango is prepared as well, of course. Treant's coming in. The turret was getting on in the action a little bit as well, doing some damage to that grunt. I think we're going to see an early grunt loss, Neo, which is never good, and Deny was missed. Crucial when playing against Keeper.
Good by Jens that he was not too greedy and repositioned at first, knowing that he will get this kill eventually. Scars had a little bit of time for the deny, missed, and that's level 2.2 for his own blade. Only reaches level 2. Now with Scars with the claw, probably not too unhappy, but the grunt loss is definitely what hurts most, as we are getting Huntress into tech by Jens.
Yeah, I find the tech to be an interesting choice. I feel like as the elf, if you ever manage to get the orc on the back foot, you pretty much want to plant the expo as soon as you can. Because if you decide to plant it later and the orc makes some plays with telestaff and is able to cancel your expansion, your whole game plan can sort of be thwarted pretty early on, even though you might have gotten the lead. So you do need to plant that tree down very decisively. But Jens obviously knows better than I. We'll see. We'll see just what he has in store for us. And Jens getting another pick off here is super rough. Well, I might have spoken too soon. Blade Master manages to kind of cut off the elf units from getting in. Doesn't want to commit with that Huntress there. And the grunt does get saved to the back. Pretty nice.
Well. Quite an even early game in comparison to the last one. Jens also learned a little bit, pulling back with the Keeper. It's not giving Scars any opening. So yeah, tree is coming, just like it was the plan in the previous series, but Scars shut it down. Needs a little bit more time, needs a bit more XP, and of course items as well. Oh, double end snare! No way!
What the heck?
Way.
That's absolutely ridiculous.
How does that happen?
What? Oh,
misses the run for the second one though. That could have been a disaster for Jens.
Dude, how did that happen, man? We looked away for 1 second and boom, those two hunts were just webbed. And usually we... wait, it got webbed again.
You move into the aggro of the creep camp, and then you are the new target for the creeps. They hate new guys.
They do.
And then they throw their nets.
That is so rough for Jens, actually. That's a bit of a momentum killer. Scars managed to get away with the big creep there, the Troll Warlord, getting some more XP. Sells the... I think it was Beast Scroll, right? Scroll of the Beast was sold by Scars. Making up for the gold loss earlier, of course, losing that early grunt. And yeah, I feel like Scars' game plan is coming together quite well here. Should be able to creep level 3 fairly soon. Shadowhunter on the way. And Jens, he just wants to buy space for that Tree of Life that is coming. We've got Nature's Blessing on the way as well, of course, to help get that guy across. It's insane how slow trees are without that Nature's Blessing to help them over.
Gotta get that Nature's Blessing in. I keep saying it over and over and over, but this is the moment where you don't really have the resources for it, nor the time. We have a Panda this time against a lot of orc units that will be coming in, but only later as we have a tier 3 running. Shadowhunter is coming now. A little bit of a calm before the storm, but of course one of the assets of mirror images is you can scout very, very nicely with them. And Scars has a very, very nice idea of what's going on now.
Yeah, Scars just kind of keeping an eye on the map super well. Opting for Hex again, Neo. So so this time, instead of it being an opportunistic choice, Scars is opting to just roll with Hex.
Could be some creep manipulation, but what are you going for? You can't go for the labs.
We are preventing Frost Armor from being cast at this small camp here, but...
It's just a small camp.
Yeah, I don't know. But then we can also disable the Troll High Priest at the expansion. So yeah, maybe this is just a deliberate choice to help accelerate the Shadowhunter creeping. You can always respec early on. Later on, sorry. Jens, in the meantime, he's just not finding the levels. Like, Keeper level 2 is pretty pitiful. Panda did get one camp to himself, so we've got 1.8 on that Panda. But of course, you need level 3 to make him do anything. Of course, that level 2 Panda is super underwhelming. Expansion being crept by 2 Ancients. I like this, actually. We've got the Treants joining in as well. It's an interesting setup here. There's a lot of trees. A lot of Ancients to creep this camp. Nice entangle on the real blade, actually. Nicely worked out by Jens. Oh, there we go. The last hit does actually go to the Panda here. So, Parrot to Vitality for him. Decent item. But yeah, the creeping here is not ultra smooth. Not the easiest, of course. These Blade Master mirror images. This must be so annoying to play against, Neo.
It is. There's no Dispel just yet, waiting for the Dryads to come. And they keep on hunting, and with a couple of claws, their damage is good. At the moment, it's kind of neglectable. But yeah, annoying is the perfect word. Destroy the rhythm. It's a lot about music here in this game, apparently. But Scars is still on the timer. Let's not forget. Jens got the expo up. We talk like it's kind of a horrible situation. But if he survives the next couple of minutes, he has the win condition right there.
Yeah, I would say normally that's true for sure. Wait, Tinker.
Whoa! Okay, dude.
Yeah, Tinker out of left field. I mean, Scar spoke to me about playing Blade Tinker as a bit of a cheese, but Tinker third? I
mean, if you want to push something, a keeper is never... Tinker is never bad.
Yeah.
It can't be dispelled.
Yeah,
if you want to end it right now...
Yeah, the Clockwork Goblins are pretty strong, do a lot of damage, and of course, they're quite good against Dryads as well. The damage they do is not spell damage, so they actually do damage Dryads as well, which is pretty nice. Blade Master at the back here, cancelling the Entangled Goldmine just before it comes up. Really, really nicely played. As long as Scars manages to actually secure that, well, he doesn't quite get it, unfortunately. TP coming in from Jens, who did manage to secure his crucial levels. This level 3 Panda is going to put on a bit of a barbecue, I think.
Jens is facing elimination here in the open bracket decider. This is not even the round of 8. This is the open bracket round of 16. Or round of 128. He has to smash this fight and keep the expo up. Otherwise, there's no chance. There's no double elimination. No fallback net whatsoever. Dryads are being hurt. We got some nice hexes. Huntress are taking lots of piercing damage. But what happens if this Blade Master's running out of mana for Mirror Image?
This must be so frustrating for Jens right now. There's no heal wave on the Orc side, and yet the Panda, his impact doesn't feel that much. But wait a second here. The Blade just gets caught by the Keeper. Of course, that sneaky entangle. You just never know when it's around the corner. And Scar's playing without any Dispel, Neo. I think maybe that was a bit greedy.
And that's why they call me the Prophet, Hubert. I saw it coming when I saw the mana bar of this Blade Master.
No.
And the Wyvern as well. Scars maybe still angry, but their Blade Master lost. What an opportunity! But similar to the Hexon game 1, this Entangle came out of nowhere, and he wasn't ready for another Mirror Image. Couldn't get out, and then you're dead.
Simple as that, Neo. That's the way the cookie crumbles. And Scars, this is so rough, man. I mean, he's going to choose to revive the Blade via the altar. That's going to take ages. We can see 70 seconds left on that timer. No opportunity now to make a tiny Great Hall, which would be huge. If Scars was able just to do a little bit better in that engagement, not lose his hero, I feel like he could have fallen back, grabbed that tiny hall, and just set up his own 2-base economy while being on tier 3. And of course, we saw last time the Mass Dryads from Jens basically fell over as soon as the Blade had enough support and good levels. But this time we've got 3.3 on the Blade, crit level 1. It's not looking amazing. Maybe it's a bit of an oversight here to be so greedy and go for Hex and Snakes. Yeah,
I think so too. There's very little recovery in this Orc army. It's their problem anyway, right? Once they run out of mana, they're not really efficient anymore. And then without heal wave, you can't even heal, so you have no mana and you have no health. And you also have that Tinker by you that doesn't really help in non-push situations anymore. Except, as you said, against Dryads, it can be nice, but it's not really what he's made for. So yeah, Scar's in a super tricky spot, but seems like he has a plan. If we look at this inventory, Blade Master's back. We got a tiny Great Hall here. And Tinker is the heal scroll carrier. Jens must know that something is up because all the aggression are gone. There was basically 2 choices for Scars, right? Either you push again and try your luck, or you try to do the same and counter expand.
100%. I think Jens is definitely expecting this, though he might take his time to creep up a little bit more. We see right now Panda's on 4.5 with the Book of the Dead, Neo against no Dispel. That is going to be one hell of a rough engagement for Scars. I'm not sure how he makes it through this alive. And yeah, the Panda here is super close to level 5. Jens, will he go for one more big camp? I think so. We're going to make our way over to the red, potentially? No, we're going to go for the lab. That would make more sense. I'm not actually sure. The units are running around in a bit of a weird way, honestly.
He's just doing whatever you say he's not doing.
Exactly.
That's fine.
Exactly. Yeah, okay, Jens will go for the red spot in the end. And if this is a sick item as well and Panda level 5, I think we can call it curtains for the Orc player, I'm afraid.
I guess so, but we see, like, Scars, Witch Doctor Adept upgrade.
Scars is so wild, dude. He's just like, right, I've got this, like, ragtag band of Orcs. And I'm going to support it with like a Kodo, a Demo, a Witch Doctor. We've got a Wind Rider that obviously died earlier on. It's super weird and unconventional, but obviously works out pretty well for him when he can get a good game going. The level 5 Panda, oh my god, this is going to be so rough.
And he has a mana potion.
Yeah, Jens is prepared this time.
Love the leveling on the Keeper. It doesn't really matter if he scales higher. Like, you could maybe throw in a Thorns.
Yeah.
Something against the Blade Master is always good. But yeah, that's it. Panda level 5, win condition, great equipment. Also the parry app that he values that I love. And tier 3 starts now.
Yeah, and Witch Doctors, honestly, I don't really see their purpose. If you can get heal wards, sure. But there's so many Dryads available for Jens. Adept training and then Master training and then 2 to 3 Doctors takes forever. Although I'm a little bit surprised Jens isn't forcing the issue. I think there was a window where he just had a big supply lead. And now it's getting a little bit closer, actually. And Scars is getting some time here, but Jens, he is finally making his way cross-map. 2 heal scrolls, TP, heal pop. We've got a staff online as well. I think he's ready to brawl Neo.
He's only halfway through the tier 3 tech. I'm not sure if you necessarily want to push when you don't capitalize on your upgrades yet. But maybe poking a little bit, trying to drain resources off of Scars. And if he had an idea about that Great Hall, then he might push it now, but this seems very late. It just came up like that. Is mining for quite some time. How much damage can Jens do here? Because there was a watch award by Scars. He saw him coming 20 seconds ago.
Yeah, Scars is prepared and in position. Oh, first breath not doing too amazingly, actually, for Jens. And Scars, I don't really see what his out is here. There's so many Dryads to contend with. Maybe the Snake Pit is enough. Oh, nice move here with the trains. Just harassing those defenseless peons. That doesn't feel good for them. They get abused every game. And Tinker here, getting some... Yeah, Tinker actually already threw out the Pocket Factory, so that's off cooldown too. Book of the Dead being popped, and we've got Drunken Haze Breath of Fire combination coming out soon. The Breath is still on cooldown. Is it just enough to ignite the units? Yes, barely managing to get the burn damage off onto the backline there of Scars. But the Treants are just wrecking havoc in this peon line. They're all going down. Treants doing amazing damage, of course, against medium armor. And Jens, he kind of accomplished what he set out to do. You know, he basically disabled the second base economy of the Orc without overcommitting to an engagement.
That's right. By the way, there's an ad coming in 5 minutes. I don't have any snoozes anymore to stop these ads. So get your subs in for the weekend, and then you don't see a single ad this entire weekend. We got a lot of Warcraft for you, so definitely worth it. That also protects you from ads during WAL Grand Final. Just saying, to give you a little extra incentive. I definitely agree. Like, he killed the peons. It's totally fine. Economy is recovering. 16-minute game now, so both on 2 bases. Who scales better from here out? I mean, we get bears, right? We do have the upgrades. But then we also got an orb now, and Scars had a lot of upgrades already. I don't know. I think it feels like he already reached the limit of his army. Just getting more of it.
Yeah, Jens doesn't really have any sort of unit that he can decide to mass or add in super easily. Maybe a Fairy Dragon or 2 would be quite nice against Doctors. They would take the full damage pretty much from any spell they would cast. Which would be kind of nice. I think he's just really relying on some frontline plus the Panda level 5 to carry. And Scars, he doesn't have heal wave, as we mentioned before. Only 1 heal scroll as well. And the Witch Doctors, they're out of mana already. We do have some wards being planted at the back. Here comes the mirror image. Breath of Fire hits decently, it has to be said. But the Dryads are flanking from behind Neo as well. We've got a little bit of a sneak attack from behind as well.
I didn't even see that coming. Nice pickup. Great damage, of course, against Kodos. I gotta widen up the battlefield. Level 5 on the Panda being hexed now. The Wyvern is trying so hard to do any possible damage to these Dryads, but being attacked from the Orc and the Breath. We get grilled Wyvern tonight. And Jens is looking damn strong.
Yeah, Jens managing the fight quite well here, not losing too much, but yeah, Scar's actually doing decent work himself. You know, he fell a ton in supply, but he managed to kill about 12 or 16 food as well, not too shabby. Tinker is level 3 now, let's see if that has any particular impact on this game.
No rockets, no competition is what I say, even against Dryads, I don't care, just for the style factor.
I love the rockets, man, such a fun spell. Oh, Blade here. Being slowed a little bit, Keeper not really going for the focus. I think, yeah, maybe Scars can just go for the Panda. If that Panda hits level 6, that is certainly going to be the end of this match for Scars here, trying his best here not to let the Panda level up. Another huge breath coming out. The Witch Doctors feel super unimpactful in this fight. They're completely out of mana. Panda still has mana potion available to him as well. Shadowhunter did take level 1 heal wave, which doesn't look too strong in the face of this level 3 Panda. The Blade getting kind of low as well, but the Pocket Factory and stuff is doing work. You know, we're throwing in a lot of different units. The Blade here getting super low. We can clearly see which one it is. Oh, Jens, I think he could have popped the potion and got him, but deciding to save that for the ultimate almost definitely. Here we go. Storm, Earth, and Fire, everybody, for the first time. Dude, these series have been producing some bangers already. We see 2 ultimates. Tinker just gets blocked by the elementals there, and they do a ton of damage. Scar's holding on for dear life right now.
My god, this is the like what, second ultimate in 2 games?
Playmaster?
The Blade is dying again. The Cyclone, the Shadowhunter. Jens is getting the comeback, ties up the series. And what a comeback it was. He was under so much pressure from the get-go. Scars, of course, with a little bit of a hiccup, not getting that lightning shield done. That kind of put a dent in this game. And then that Blade Master loss on the right-hand side, dude.
So rough.
The presence of mind by Jens to find that opportunity. And yeah, the overcommitment by Scars there for a second. And that gets punished on this level immediately. It might just be the open bracket, but these guys are still like 2,400 MMR, 2,500 MMR.
Yeah.
So, yeah, of course, this is the level. And can't make mistakes like that. He tried to fight back. Love to see it. Every other ladder game, he probably would have given up already when the Blade Master dies, but not here.
Yeah, players have to fight hard for their spot, man. Like, as soon as it gets to that round 4, we're seeing some top-tier competition. Not quite, you know, the absolute pros, but some of the very best semi-professional players, for sure.
We also got the best community in the world, for sure, because we got a lot of subs. Thank you, Stinging Slicer, for the 4-month. RaRaLand. Twitch McTwitchson with the 9-month. Razor, who's sitting right over there with the 9-month. And Williams, thank you for the raid. Good to see you streaming, mate. Zeusklette with the 32. Awesome. Knusperhoden with the 1050. RaRaLand deserves 3 times the 350. Thanks for this event. Hi, everyone. Max Younghofer with the 35. RaRaLand. Let's go, Scars. Fozzie with the sub as well. And of course, the big dono by LeCrest Fallen earlier. You guys are great. Just like our players who are here. Scars 1. Jens 1. One World Series dream will be shattered now, keyword.
I thought you were going to at least lead with the positive side first. You know, one dream will be made a reality.
Nope.
And one will be shattered.
Negative person. I gotta lead with the emo version.
We gotta be brutally honest here, guys.
I'm tinkering with the overlay, but we can go in game already, so I can do that in peace.
So Tide Hunters is going to be our 3rd map. The first conventional map, let's say. You know, we had Springtime and Shallow Grave, maps which are not seen all the time in competitive play. Tide Hunters, of course, probably my favorite new addition to the map pool since War 3 Champions kind of became super established.
It was 4 years ago, dude.
Oh, I can't believe it, man. Feels like yesterday. Came back to the game and heard that there was a revival of the game, the community. Pad came back after saving the game before from the kind of drought that we had on Battle.net. You know, he made War 3 Arena, and War 3 Arena was great at the time, and now we've got War 3 Champions, the best platform to play Warcraft 3 on.
That's right. Best matchmaking, best server structure, best feature list, best everything. Shout out WC3 Champions. So, Scar still goes with his Blade Master grunts, and I was about to say, I don't see a sign of a Hunter's Hall yet, but there it is. So both players sticking to their winning strategy.
Yeah, I mean, why change a winning strategy, I guess, in this case?
To surprise your opponent.
Well, you gave the right answer there, yeah. How about you just ignore what I just said? That makes things easier, right? There is a logical reason to do it. But yeah, no, perhaps Jens feels like he needs the support of the hunts early on. Kind of gives some additional map control, some good scouting as well. Of course, they can hide at night. Hopefully not get webbed by the mercenary camp again. That was a bit ropey for a second. And Jens, this is pretty decent creeping by him. Unfortunately, the snare caster here did walk all the way back. Is being healed up, actually. So this is not turning out to be super smooth for him. Scars, in the meantime, did take the turtle in the middle of the map, finding himself Slippers of Agility. Rather nice item indeed.
I love the way you say turtle.
Well, how did I say it? Turtle?
Turtle.
Turtle? Turtle. Turtles.
There's something elegant about it.
You see, I've lived in North America as well. So sometimes I say turtle, like I would say back home, or turtle. So I don't know. I get confused all the time now. English is my first language, and now it's a mishmash of British and American English. It's awful.
Medic! Thank you for the 5 gifties! Protecting 5 people from ads. We love that. It's sad that you're not with us this year, mate, but nice to see you still with the chat, in the chat. The real Hansen also with the 5 months. Let's go! RaRaLand! That's right. So, again, an expansion by Jens. Do you think he's too much of a one-trick pony these days? Is he figured out already? Because it's like always keeper, it's always expansion heavy.
Yeah, I definitely think there's some danger to being overly predictable, especially at the top level. I would like to see Jens throw in the Demon Hunter just a little bit more frequently, but obviously he feels super comfortable with this style. And Elf is strong when they're able to establish a second base consistently, which is the key here. And here we have Jens trying to go for the early expansion without pressuring Orc, and that gave Orc the time to come across and cancel it pretty easily, which isn't great, it has to be said. However, Jens did make his way over to the Orc base. Wonder if he'll get any damage done over there.
Blade Master's once again pretty insane, by the way.
Oh my god.
He got the slippers, but what he does not have is this grunt. That tiny little birdie gets the kill, and there's also a shot coming up, which is of course a prime target if you want to stay a little longer, but if you don't have mana, something always makes you want to go home.
Yeah, this wasn't super ideal in the end for Scars. I mean, he did get the cancel, did pay the price for it with a grunt, which isn't great. And Jens, he's getting to level 3 kind of quickly. We're not too far off now, but Blade with Boots, he is an absolute terror. These items are super strong. And Scars, you know, he goes for Boots every game. He can chase down those heroes non-stop.
Yeah, love that actually. He's playing almost a Dota-esque Blade Master here. And he learned his lesson from before. He was very conservative with his mana. He could have spammed that mirror image a little better for more visibility. But yeah, getting the kill here, causing more trouble for the Keeper, who's still stuck at 2.6. But also a new expansion attempt. But Scars is again here. He's playing a damn fine game on Tidehunters.
Yeah, Scars is going to have to commit pretty hard here. Jens did manage to soak up some of that Moonwell juice just in time. Oh, nice save here by Jens. Oh, is it enough? On low ping, can he do it this time? Oh, the crit, of course. The crit just says no. Crit says no.
Just like he said yes when he saw the Keeper as a hexed unit just 2 maps ago. Now, new creeps on the menu, but it's so annoying. Scar is such a nice and lovely guy. How can he be so annoying in game?
Yeah, Scars here, knowing how to be as frustrating as possible for sure. Trying to delay Jens as much as possible from coming online. And it's the same approach. Once again, we've got tier 3 early, Shadowhunter, Beastery. Maybe a Lodge earlier this time would be nice. We saw just how devastating that Entangle was last game, of course, securing that mid-game kill against the Blade Master without Purge. It's just so tough to keep the Blade alive if you run out of mana.
Keeper has a mission. That mission is level 3. He's gonna get that here. And one of the few big consumables of this map as well. Scars leaves him completely alone. Even though, of course, this is kind of close to where Jens is currently thanks to that expansion. Also gets the Panda, winning combo of game 1. Point of mana stealing, actually quite nice. You get a Shredder. This is so FFA style, actually.
Yeah. Scars is honestly in kind of a rough spot right now. Jens has got an expo coming up earlier than he did in game 2, despite having the first cancel, because of course that was a super early expo attempt the very first time round. And Scars, he's not getting a ton of creeping done. The creeping is good, but not amazing. And the Panda now gets the solo creep, especially with level 2 Treants Neo. They are really effective and helping to power up that second hero.
Okay then. Oh man, I love the move of going Drunken Haze first. That mischance during creeping saves a lot of moon juice. Exactly. And tier 3 is coming. Chaos are coming. The thread is coming together. Again, the Wyvern, super helpful in game 1. Not that impactful in map 2, actually. And Scar's Hex Curtain Ward build continues as you said. The calm before the storm once again. But he has to do something about that expo.
Yeah, it's tough. Scars is tier 3 now. He does have the slightly earlier Spirit Lodge compared to before. We've also got Envenom Spears coming for the Wind Riders. And I think Scars may have made a bit of a positional mistake here going towards the marketplace. There's nothing for him to get. You know, the cheese has already been taken from the bread. And we've got the whole bottom half of this beautiful manta ray map of ours, Tidehunters. We've got these two huge consumables, the Gargantuan Turtles and the Rent Spot, which is like a super easy red can. And you can get sick items like Mana Stone, you know, Health Stone, Wand of the Wind. These kind of items can be decisive in major fights. And Scars, you know, he's not going to have any of those super impactful consumables. So I think that's going to be really tricky for him to make something happen. This expo is running pretty nicely right now.
Yeah. It's been basically uncontested since the first cancellation, and he's running out of time a little bit. He needs another burrow that's kind of finishing now. Got Envenom Spears in, but no upgrades for any casters just yet. Forces the Keeper into a Town Portal. That was quite nice. But Jens should be rich relatively soon. Items are cool too. The downside for Jens is, of course, long phase of tier 2 still for him.
Yeah, it's really tough, but there we go. The savior for Elf, the Shredder. Which is super ironic, of course, because elves do their best to preserve the forests.
They kind of eat them too.
They do eat, yeah, but it's for the greater good, you know.
You think?
Well, sometimes, you know, another animal must feast on another animal in real life, right? So it's sort of, there's a tree food chain, perhaps. You know, the ancients get priority. They just eat the trees that do nothing all day.
Just because they're conscious?
No, we're going to get into some very philosophical debates right now.
That's right. I mean, they make the conscious decision to eat their little brothers, so I don't know if we should trust.
It's sickening behavior, that's what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the Shredder here actually is pretty amazing. Really relieves a lot of the wood pressure for Elf, but honestly, I don't think Jens is going to need to worry about it this game. Feels like he already has all the tools needed to close this game out. We've got Heal Scroll, tons of mana on Jens' side. Blade is in super amounts of trouble right now. And the Panda's level 3, once again, pretty much uncontested. One of the best items in the game for him, of course, Robe of the Magi. We can see how many mana items on the Keeper are available too. This is going to be super, super hard for Scars to hold.
Yeah, not only is the Breath of Fire combo obviously very good for the damage, but the mischance on Wyvern is super annoying. Their movement speed, they're getting killed by Dryads more often, or hit by Dryads more often. All problematic, and man, Nature's Wrath coming in with the Great Hall. Is this unholdable at this point?
Yeah, I think Scars here is pretty much unable to hold this anymore, I'm afraid. The Wyvern just get picked off, even though they counter Dryads super well. The Breath of Fire combination with the Drunken Haze to give the mischance. Of course, the Dryads do good damage against them as well. Scars going for some desperate hero focus attempt here. Info Potion being popped preemptively in that Keeper. Doesn't want to lose that hero. There is no TP on the Elf side. And Scars, he is doing his best here, fighting like a lion against the Elven Force here, but he is like bruised, dazed and confused at 36 supply right now.
Very nice Lion King reference there, name being Scars, fighting like a lion. I like that keyword, as if you do this professionally.
I know, you wouldn't believe it.
I'm proud of you. Okay, he does hold though, even though this was a lot of damage. Jens pulls back, and I'm very surprised that Scars is going for the exact same unit composition that he went before, with the Witch Doctors, with Demolishers. And I was very impressed with the Demolishers before in game 2. They did a ton, and now he can position them here-ish, maybe. They should be very, very safe, and you can't get too close to them. But Jens is also arriving at tier 3, and he's pushing again.
Yeah, Jens, he has all the cards in his hand right now. We have tier 3 almost complete for him. Nature's Blessing actually coming now, just in case there was any sort of maybe Sapper attempt at the expansion, something unexpected or untoward. And, you know, this Panda, he is just dominating. There's so much mana available on him. Scars finally deciding to abandon the expansion. There's no real other option for him, I'm afraid. Maybe he can now go get some creeping done, get some levels. But Jens accomplished what he needed to. He has the 2 base economy. He has tier 3 online as well. We've got bears coming now as well. No MGs. Apparently Jens allergic to making MGs.
Yeah, he should have a talk with Kevin.
Oh.
That's what I say, man. The movement speed debuff on Drunken Haze
so good on level 2.
So underrated, man.
Oh my god, that was 3 Wind Riders.
Huge losses. And he was so scrapped for cash anyway. He was about to muscle up yet another attack, but no chance. That's the one oversight that might cost him a game.
I'm not sure what Scars was thinking either, because Jens has Shredder, right? He's got a Shredder. He also has Wood Wisps still available to him. Maybe he was thinking, oh, I can get the Shredder kill or some Wisps, but it doesn't do much. Jens already has everything he needs. Scars should have probably taken those Wind Riders to creep, maybe get some more levels and have a chance at a final desperate attempt and make his last stand on the elf side of the map.
That's rough.
Oh man, this might be level 5 for the Panda right now. Once again, we see the Panda damage will start rocketing up, guys. If you watch that damage counter with that level 3 breath fire, like haze fire combination, it's like 2,000 damage every cast of both.
Really?
Well, it's like, I don't know, 1,200 or so, 1,300 with just the breath, and then the fire is like 100 and... no, wait. 105 per unit ignited, because it's 21 per second for 5 seconds is the burn damage on level 3. And the initial breath is 170, but there is a cap. So I can't remember all those numbers, but it is like 1,900, 2,000 damage if you hit all the targets.
Scars, man, he is facing the fire and maybe elimination if he wants to go for hero folk as well. There's an Ankh, there's stabs. Panda also with the orb could even get for a second one, opting for another expansion, but little bit of a distraction play. He came with a tiny Great Hole. Scars is getting a second base up again and is distracting here on the upper right hand side. Jens now has to make a decision if he wants to defend this or focus on the third base here at the bottom left.
Yeah, Jens here just trying to secure his own victory, you know, getting the additional base up. We saw actually last game he also had another base at the very end of the match as well, ensuring that there was no way he could throw this somehow. And Scars, he's doing the best he can right now. Oh, stunning all the Wisps actually. It's kind of funny.
So cool!
Such a weird thing to see. We never see this.
Oh my god, this can be so nice.
Yeah, a little bit of gold disruption, I guess, on Jens' side, but he's content, I think, just with how the state of the game is right now. We've got a 30 supply lead as well. And Scars, his double income is coming online, though. Of course, that tiny Great Hall is amazing. Torum Totem being added as well, Neo. Ooh. Are we getting one of every unit at this rate?
I guess so. Like, complete the tech tree, bro. We have to mention, Scars was for a long time in no upkeep. So 10 gold per worker. Jens was in upkeep the entire time. And you know what's back?
What's back, Neo?
Click, 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 click. The freaking AC. You didn't notice it yet,
I
right?
did not notice it until you told me.
In your head, because you have to suffer the same way I do. It's just fair.
You're a sick man, Neo. What have you done to me?
I invited you to cast with me, and you said, "Of course, Neo, I'll do it."
Okay, I have to make my bed in line, I suppose, don't I? We need to call the Remo Demo Man again, Muscle Man, to
that's
just
right.
Push it in.
The people demand the Demo Man, that's for sure. But first, the Night Elves demand this stronghold to be gone.
Yeah, the Fortress here taking an absolute ton of damage. Level 3 Breath of Fire is just absolutely disgusting against buildings as well. The Orc base here is just full of stuff. I mean, we've got trees everywhere. The bears are in. The Breath of Fire is kicking ass. It's looking really rough. Scar's going to lose his main building here and another burrow. He is super supply blocked right now. Jens sitting comfortably at almost 80 supply, trying to transition to Chims as well, which would be the ultimate army achieved.
He builds torrents into Chims?
Yeah.
That's so rough then, but I guess we don't have them yet. Base is being raided. Scars has a little bit of FFA experience. He needs all of that now. Blade Master's having some issues with these bears, actually. Yeah, losing the entire production. He's rebuilding here with the whatever is remaining from that former base. And yeah, that's all Jens needs, right? A couple of Chimeras and there's no way back. I wonder if he sees a win condition somewhere.
Yeah, Jens actually has been supply blocked. Scars making the best of what he has, honestly, with such a small army, managing to take out quite a few Moonwells. Yeah, Jens stuck at 60 supply, actually, and the Blade has been picking off a couple things. He got at least a bear kill up north. A Huntress kill gives him level 4 as well, which is decent. But look at the inventory of the Panda once again. We're going to have a mana pot, a big mana pot, Wand of Mana Stealing, and we have Robe of the Magi. So this is like 6 Haze Fire combinations available to the Panda level 5.
He's gonna blaze it with that 420 mana. That's for sure. 165 crit, also not too bad. That TC is again a little bit of a disappointment, but I get you need this aura. Wards used, trying to be efficient, but we got Corrosive Breath coming. These Chimera Roosts, they're active, and Scars has no solution to them, like, at all. He got Demolishers, Pound Attack Air. Torrent, Pound Attack Air. Wyvern, gonna die super quickly. Headhunters, only one. I mean, there's not even an orb. What's he supposed to do?
Yeah, I was gonna say, normally the counter is enough piercing damage in the blade with orb, but there's no orb. So those chimeras would reign supreme. Oh, this is actually really nice by Yen, sacrificing some of his army in order to stay at 80 supply, but make 2 chims in the meantime. This is going to be such a sick army. He's also expanding to the far east as well, taking over Scars' original natural, so yeah, some salt in the wind there, I'm afraid. This may be the final engagement here to decide this series, guys. Jens versus Scars. We have one more epic fight in us, I think. And it's looking rough for our boy Scars right now. There is so much going on here. So many different units on the Orc side especially. TC here feeling like he's not doing too much. The Blade getting some good red numbers, but not really enough. And Jens playing kind of safe here, wanting to dip out and get those 2 chims, I think.
Jens is a man of the people. Everybody loves to see the twin-headed dragons. But yeah, what a horrible turn of events for Scars with the 1-0 lead. Everybody had big eyes and was a bit surprised. And also on map 2, he had a solid start. Same here, but Jens is taken over. Always the king of survival. He finds his timings. We got the demo on the high ground, which is
pretty nice.
Really good, of course. But these chimeras are just gonna tear through everything. They're not gonna have a problem. They're efficient against demos. They're efficient against Godos. They're efficient against Torrent, of course. Efficient against casters. It's just the ultimate hard counter.
I'm not sure I can watch Neo. It's going to be absolutely brutal.
Well, I'm gonna force you.
Oh, thank you. Thanks for that.
Look at the Panda go. Couple of illusions here. Stomp is nice, but here they are spitting electricity onto the Shadow Hunter, actually. Trying to force him away. So no Serpent Wards anymore. That demo gone. TC in trouble. Keeper 5. This might be the last moments with Scars being able to go into the World Series. It's all Jens now.
The Orc army just being absolutely destroyed on it. Panda does hit level 6. We've got a nice stasis trap that does explode onto those bears, stunning everything for a little bit, but the breath is just absolutely wrecking. The chims did their job, and Scar's trying to retreat now. He's actually taking back up to tier 2 at his other expansion right now, trying to find some inroad back into this game, but it is just not happening for him right now. Jens kind of not too far off of Tranquility as well. It'd be really sick to see that too. The Panda has his level 6 established. Ultimate is available. Was not popped, crucially, as well. So that will be ready for the next fight. And, of course, Chims with Corrosive Breath. They're just going to tear apart these Orc buildings.
26 food is left. 62 food ahead.
Oh, man.
Is Jens. It's disgusting how far ahead he is. If he had, like, Blade Storm, and he could lame. Yeah. I could see, like, maybe there's a chance for the base raise. I don't know. But then there's Chimeras against it as well. So he can operate against towers from long range. And it's also relatively easy now.
Look at that.
It is the ultimate late game army for Jens.
Yeah, the Corrosive Breath giving so much range. Outranging the most rangiest of towers, the Orc towers. And Scars decides he's had enough. And he goes out having played a 6 series, guys. Yes. 2-1 victory for Jens. Congratulations to him. And Scars, hard lines, my friend. You fought bravely.
Indeed. Jens also showing that he's not affected by the nerves, apparently. Being down 1-0, was still able to fix it and win back-to-back maps against the odds. Made a couple of adjustments. And I'm going to leave you alone with the chat, as I'm going to get both of them as they are done with the early round now. And we're going to talk about the games with them.
Awesome. Look forward to it. All right, chat, this is your time to talk to me. The most important member of Back to Warcraft, of course. Yeah, for those of you who don't know me, I was here as a caster last year as well at RaRaLand 2. I'm Qbert, you can call me Jack. And yeah, Remo Cousin. People said that before, man, that I look like him. So good to see you guys in chat. So many of my friends in chat. It's so good to see you all once again. The support is amazing. Hello, hello. Yeah, everything is good. We've been here for a couple days now at the event, the team and I, and it's just been awesome. So good to see so many people again. It's just insane the dedication this community has to this game. There's so many people that have traveled from all over to come here to this amazing venue of ours, and yeah, to provide us with some sick games as well. Andre Remo is here. He will be casting later on as well. Just that we've got two Only space for 2 in here. And Neo is just fetching the players as well. Here he comes. Scars. Nice try, my friend. That was a tough one. You okay?
Yeah, can you hear me?
It should work all fine, man. So, Scars, I have to say congratulations to some extent. You did manage to take the first map in a really decisive fashion. The keeper kill, you know, I saw it coming. I saw the Shadow Hunter coming down. You picked Hex, which I thought was quite an unusual choice. Can you talk us through why you like to pick Hex snakes over Heal Wave and snakes?
Yeah, I feel like it's all about buying time and forcing the Night Elf to waste his resources in the early mid game, and Hex is a nice way to do it. So, because my hero is also later than the usual build with the 2-burrow tag, he won't catch up, or like creeping level 3 is not too good because he loses the race when both just creep level 3.
Yeah.
So I decided to play more aggressive, and then I try to compensate the later level 3 on the SH with the higher tech units, for example, Witch Doctors that I didn't show too great today. Yeah, or Torrents, the Orb on the Blade Master.
Yeah, I feel like in game 1, you just got such a huge lead with the keeper kill. You just started creeping the entire map. You got all the units online that you wanted to. You got the expansion kill as well, so it felt like Jens just completely fell apart in game 1. But he was so much more solid after that. I felt like you weren't really able to deter his expansion in game 2 or even game 3 as well, where he got it up even faster than in game 2. Do you think there was any way to sort of stay on top of him creeping up an expansion and getting it secured? Or do you just accept that he will get one guaranteed and that you must rely on like your tier 3 army composition?
In the third game and in the second game, I really couldn't cancel it anymore. I mean, I canceled it the first time in the game 3. But overall, I thought that my early games were pretty decent.
Yeah.
Like, that wasn't the mistake, in my opinion. Like, game 2 was over super close. So it could go either way. And in game 3, I messed up the decision making besides my tech, because I have little experience with this style against Fast Expo.
Yeah.
And so it's hard to get a right decision to go further into late game with an Expo, or to just stay one base but very aggressive with WC3, for example.
Yeah.
And then I did like a mix of both, and this of course never works.
Yeah, I felt like maybe there was too much variation in your kind of unit compositions at times. Maybe it was not random, but there was just too many different parts, and they didn't necessarily all come together without a big lead like you had in game 1. But as you said, game 2 was close. Maybe you could have respec'd into Heal Wave, I'm not sure, and get another scroll against Panda, because I felt like in these, in game 2 and game 3 in particular, the Panda was just such a huge carry in every fight.
Yeah, even though like in the late game it was really close because of the heal wards. I feel like heal wards plus scroll countered really well. At level 4 I can reskill, but since I'm not power leveling the SH and I'm getting Tri-Hero, it's hard to get him level 4. And before that it's not really worth it, because you need the snakes as well against the Dryads.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. And one of the main mistakes was that I moved too far away from my snakes when I pushed this Expo, because I could just cancel the Entangled Goldmine the whole time and stay there, but then I followed, I lost the blade.
Yeah, you followed for just like 1 second too long, and Jens unfortunately caught you, and I felt like the momentum just totally shifted towards his side, and you couldn't quite come back online anymore, which was a shame. But super well fought. Obviously, I was cheering you on. It was an amazing series. I can only say thanks for providing such an entertaining series. I mean, I'm not sure we expected to kick off, the Being Esports open bracket with such bangers, but we've seen such fun games already, and you and Jens produced a spectacular series. Thank you.
Yeah, maybe we see more fun in the, of course, tomorrow in the main tournament, in the amateur series, and the 2-on-2. So it will be a nice weekend for sure.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Scars. Scars, everybody, providing entertaining orc games for everyone. And I think here,